And Michael Thomas, suspended, missing the Saints come from behind win against the Chargers for punching a teammate. Where do we want to go first? Homer, my goodness.
Well, I would like to personally start with not the best receiver in the league, Michael Thomas, because I think this is showing a pattern now. Michael Thomas is kind of, recently especially been showing a pattern of this just it's kind of a stereotype to say about wide receivers, but this diva-ish persona. He's been showing this, and
Homer, let me ask you a question.
yeah,
Would you say he's approaching Odell Beckham Jr. territory?
he is the
Yes.
OBJ. He is the OBJ of the NFC by
Yes.
far. Odell Beckham Jr. and Michael Thomas right now are like they're 1 and 2 for that biggest diva in the NFL. But let's just focus on Michael Thomas for a second. Michael Thomas, like, look, I don't think he's the best receiver in football. He's probably like top. He's still top 10, top 15. He's still one of the top receivers in football. But what does it mean for a coach like Sean Payton? For a coach like Sean Payton to bench his star player during a Monday night football game. They were playing on Monday Night Football in prime time. This was a few days before the actual game was meant to be played, and they benched him. You got to think that this isn't just, one event. This isn't just him punching a teammate. This has to do with a pattern of behavior. Because let's be honest, Johnny. If your star player, like if you had someone to the caliber of Michael Thomas, it would take a lot for you to actually bench him during the game, especially one that was going to be as tight as it was against that Chargers
Look
team.
at how the Giants handled Odell Beckham.
Exactly. So I think
Antonio Brown.
this needs to be a wake up call. The Michael Thomas situation, this needs to be a wake up call to him, because if he doesn't, really tone down his behavior, if he doesn't, stop punching teammates in the face. You can't do that in the NFL. It's a pretty bad workplace pattern to show. If you do that, he needs to find a way to tone that down, and he needs to be there for his teammates. Because at the end of the day, you can disagree with your teammates, you can have arguments with your teammates, but you can't let it get to that physical level. You can't be punching teammates in the face. It's not good for the team. It's not good for the players. It's not good for the coaches. Not good for the NFL.
No. Andrew, what's your take on Michael Thomas?
He was being very beta. He was being very you guys say diva. He's getting towards OBJ. He's getting towards Odell. He's not quite at Antonio Brown yet, but you never know. I mean, wow. He punched a dude. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could go with it. Like, on one hand, it's not good for team chemistry. It's not good for team chemistry when you have it's not good for team chemistry when you have teammates that are, going at it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he expects a certain level of excellence from his teammates. And if his teammates were not playing up to par, he gets frustrated.
That's true.
They get frustrated. So, I mean, given the circumstances, we don't know the full story of why he did it. We just know he did it. If your teammate is not playing up to par, after a while, you're gonna get frustrated. Like we all get frustrated at times. So, do I think he should have laid a finger on him? No, but you know what? It happened. It's in the past. Hopefully, he learned from it. He's a big boy, and getting benched, getting treated like a 5-year-old by your coach is not a good look.
Yeah, I think like Johnny, I know you're gonna get to your take, but I just want to say I think this is a huge turning point for this young kid's career. Like, because we know, like, these kinds of things, you either learn from them early or you don't, and it could lead to a very, very early downfall in your career. Michael Thomas is a very talented guy. I make fun of him for catching 10-yard slant routes every play, which is what he does. He's special at that, but he does it better than anyone probably in the past 15 years. He's very talented. He's got talent to be one of the best receivers in the game. So I don't want to see him take that downfall. I don't want to see Michael Thomas have that downfall. I don't want to see him, eventually get cut by this team. But, and I know that sounds like hyperbole, but we've seen this story before with this pattern of behavior. When it starts to develop, it just leads to you getting cut, and then no team wants you, and then where are you at? You're gonna be like on the sidelines watching the Super Bowl, watching the entire season go by, and you're not playing. So I really hope that whatever it is, he figures it out. Him and Sean Payton can work it out, and he can come back to the field and be pretty productive for his team.
Before you go, Johnny, I just want to say I love Michael Thomas. He came out of the Big Ten, which I am the biggest proponent of the Big Ten. I'm just going to tell you, I do not want to see this kid end up like Odell, because as much as people love to talk up Odell, you know how I feel about Odell. Every time I hear someone praise Odell, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but, when is Odell going to be Randy Moss? And, clearly he's not. Clearly he never will be. He'll never be Randy Moss. He'll never be Terrell Owens. He'll never be Calvin Johnson or Chad Johnson. But I do not want to see Michael Thomas, who is very talented and could have a career like that. I do not want to see Michael Thomas go down the same road as Odell and not fulfill his potential by being stupid, because he is very talented.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you guys kind of hit all the bases there. I think Andrew's right that, he's got a chance to be something great, and he's just got to be on top of his stuff, like he can't be punching teammates. He can't be crying about his Madden rating. He's got to be on top of football, and he's got to be on football, and like you can have fun, you can do extracurriculars, and you can talk your shit on Twitter if you want. Like people can do that and still focus, but you gotta have discipline. You gotta have time for messing around and time for football, and they bled together this week, and it didn't work out. And doesn't make him a shitty dude. Everyone makes mistakes. We say, all right, you served your punishment. Punishment is time served. Let's keep going. We got to win a game next week.
Mm-hmm.
And you just hope that like you guys said, it's a learning moment for him, and he gets to keep moving.